Good morning, good morning, good morning. This your boy Messiah Boss again, coming to you with the devotional part of my life. This is the devotional part of my life. And sorry if I disrespect any of y'all, but if I am being unprofessional, I'm sorry. If I am offending you, I'm sorry. But I'm sitting here at my table recording this podcast with the biggest bowl of ice cream that I can have right now. And it's like 1 o'clock in the morning. And the reason why I'm eating this ice cream, because today is my last day before I go on my juicing lifestyle. I will be start juicing. I will start juicing and smoothie making and eating starting tomorrow. So today I ate pretty big. I ate a real fabulous dinner. Smothered chicken, brown gravy, greens, sweet potatoes, uh, cornbread, mac and cheese. Now I got this big bowl of ice cream, and I'm doing it big because starting tomorrow, I'm heavy on the water. Um, I'm heavy on the juicing. Uh, I'm heavy on the fruit intake, and I'm heavy on the vegetable intake. I'm gonna try to cut away from all this meat. I'm gonna try to cut away from meat in general. I'm gonna try to cut away from fish. I'm gonna try to cut away from a lot of things. I'm not gonna go cold turkey, on like rices and stuff like that. Not just yet, but when it comes to the meat portion of my life, I'm gonna really try to stick to just vegetables, fruits, and salad. For salad is considered a vegetable. Just a lot of juice, a lot of water. Uh, Occasionally, every now and then, I might have a glass of wine. It's gonna be hard for me to completely cut that off right now because I'm not a real big alcohol man anymore. Before this past weekend, I I had this real before this past weekend. It's been like 2 years before since I had an actual drink of like alcohol like vodka, cognac, any of those things, tequila, any of that stuff. I haven't drank that in 2 years. So over the past weekend, to celebrate my birthday the week before, I consumed some liquor. I consumed some cognac. And I'm gonna just be honest with you. It's just not me no more. It's just not me no more at all. I I don't knock anybody who still drinks heavily. Um, I just felt like that was a demon that I was trying to force back into my body that just wasn't supposed to be there. Like when I said, when I tell you, I felt like so miserable. Not mentally miserable, just physically miserable after I was intaking this liquor. It wasn't nothing bad. It was a top-notch brand. It was still smooth like I remember it, but it was just like, it was in a place, I feel like I was in a place that I shouldn't be, you know? And like I said, I enjoy a glass of red wine here and there. Or maybe I'll maybe enjoy a glass of red wine, I'll say maybe twice a week, maybe 3 times, depending on how I'm feeling. So to come back and do liquor, like a real hard brown liquor and stuff, I feel like I was forcing myself to drink it. And the thing of it was, I wasn't even drinking with nobody. That's the thing. It wasn't like I was sitting there in the midst of entertainment, kicking it with my boys, and we drinking and we shooting and you know what, and we having fun. And no, I was drinking it at my house, chilling on the barbecue pit, in the kitchen, just around the house. And when I would pull out this liquor and I would just have a couple sips, it just wasn't me no more. It wasn't me no more at all. It was just like, nah, this ain't the move. That's how I felt. And yeah, so I'm getting away from that. Sorry, I just finished my bowl of ice cream. Like I said, this is my last bowl of ice cream that I'm gonna have for quite some time. Uh, so yeah, I'm gonna get on this new kick, on this new journey, on this new this eating habit. But the only sad part about it is that I enjoy being a 300 pounder. I'm like I'm like 300 on the dot right now. I'll give it. I'm still probably maybe like 297, between 295 and 297. But I'm just say 300 just to be on the safe side. But uh, I enjoy being it. Why? Because yeah, I have gained some weight in my belly over the last couple of months. But I really wasn't big. Like even though when I was like a 280 to 300. I was like a 280 pounder before COVID came, and my belly wasn't that big. You know, pre-COVID, like pre-January, like last year coming out of 2019, I really didn't have no hangover lip on my belly. And we sit here now in August, and I ain't gonna lie, I got a little tummy, man. I got a tummy on me, man. I got a little spare tire starting to hang over, man, and it don't bother me, but I realize that I got some stuff I got to change, and I realize that I let myself go, especially on my eating. I just, especially for these last these last few months, I just been consuming everything. I'm not gonna lie, I threw caution to the wind. It wasn't even on a whole like depression thing or nothing like that. I just threw caution to the wind, and I was just like, man, let's just ride it out. No point of stressing out, and no point of just trying to fight something that doesn't need to be fought. I just sat back, really spent a lot of time with my family, had a lot of downtime, work slowed up, and you know, enjoyed a little bit more of sleeping in late. Sleeping in late, going to bed late. Sleeping in late, going to bed late. I enjoyed a little bit more of that. Uh, to be honest, man, work slowed up for me, and during COVID, I can honestly say I've probably lost a totality of money during COVID. I probably lost about 40, 45 grand with all the COVID going on and not being able to close out accounts, and yeah, it's about 40, 45 grand. Yeah. I'm still good though, like my wife, beautiful, man. The Lord blessed me with a beautiful wife. She's a nurse, you know what I'm saying? So she has a really rocking, booming job in the profession. So it's a blessing to have her, so where we're not going through and we're not really just like burning through, a slew crew of money, trying to maintain things. I got a woman who got a nice profession alongside mine, and you know, it's a beautiful thing. It's and I kind of had a little place of uncertainty for a while when work started to slow down on my end. And then I just, I really got down and I started talking to God, and I was just like, man, God, like what's going on? Like, Like, why are you slowing me down? Because I'm so used, since the age I was 17, when it comes to actually working on jobs, I'm so used to running and gunning. I'm so used to trying to outwork the clock. I'm so used to just work, 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 work. Whenever the business open, I'm there. I'm shutting it down. Like I'll work around the clock. That was my attitude. That was my mind. And so to be in this uncertain spot with so much uncertainty, so much things that pause, so many things that are not allowed to happen due to circumstances. It's it's pretty new to me, but it was a blessing because, like I said, beautiful wife, and she has her career, and it really opening up a bunch of things for me. It's allowing me to come in my home and do these talkcasts, these podcasts, and post them up to YouTube, post them up to Anchor. You can check me out. I got 2 YouTube pages, which you can find them if you would follow me on Twitter at MessiahX5. I am MessiahX5 on Twitter, and you can follow me on Twitter. Go into my profile, hit the 2 YouTube pages. One is a page of me talking about, podcasting. It's called You Hook Now the Podcast. And I'm talking about pretty much, I don't want to say regular things, but I'm talking about just timeless topics that don't necessarily involve too much of the biblical background. This podcast right here is on one other YouTube page, and it's pretty much going to be all devotionals. I don't want to do too much like preaching of a message or things like that, even though I can. But I'm just going to base this off of devotionals. We read devotionals every day. So I'm just going to read a devotional, and every week, even though I may record 4 or 5 of them a week, every week I'm going to drop a different devotional on that page. I want to say every Monday. Depending on how I feel, I may drop 2 or 3 a night, depending on how I feel. So, but that's what I'm doing. And I'm on Anchor Podcast. People ask me why I stopped doing actual videos of myself on camera doing videos. I'm just gonna wait. I switched up the game. I talk so much while people can be able to see my face and see what I look like. Everybody who know me should know who I look like and what I look like. Then on top of that, when it comes to this whole podcasting thing, majority of people don't have the time to actually visually look at a podcast throughout their week, with them going to work, coming back home, trying to live life, coming back home, maybe sitting around with their loved ones, doing things, getting reacclimated to the new way we have to live life and things like that. People can find time, but at the end of the day, I just refrain from putting myself on actual camera visually for right now. I'm gonna get back to it, but I just pulled back now. I did so many videos with me visually being on camera that I feel like, okay, man, people know who I am, especially if you follow me, you'll know who I am. And I just want to give people something to listen to. Just listen to my voice, listen to me talk, listen to me speak, and that's what we're gonna do. So you don't even have to worry about looking at the camera. Don't even try to, come on the page and start and try to find something meme worthy or gift worthy or whatever. Trust me, I will get back to making actual videos and, sitting somewhere maybe around my crib or sitting somewhere when I'm walking, along, give me a little walk in or something like that. I'll get back to that soon, but let me jump into this devotional right now before I get too deep off in this podcast, because I don't want to just keep going on and on, because I can just sit here and talk to you about the most randomest stuff all day if I don't get a grips and get my structure on and get to these devotionals. So let me walk you into this devotional real quick. Have you ever been around somebody, or have you ever been that person that it's just your mouth always gets you in trouble? Your mouth always calls you to be around some type of friction. Your mouth always causes someone around you to feel offended, even though it's not necessarily your fault that they're offended. Maybe the way you said something struck a wrong chord. Maybe your delivery struck a wrong chord. So, with that being said, today's devotional comes from Proverbs. Proverbs 21:23. Proverbs 21:23. It reads a little something like this. Whoever guards his mouth and tongue keeps his soul from trouble. Whoever guards his mouth and his tongue keeps his soul from trouble. Now, I know last week the devotional was keep thy heart in all diligence. Out of it flows the issues of life. It's kind of like on the same, accord. It's kind of on the same page with this one. Whoever guards his mouth and his tongue keeps his soul from trouble. Now, when I think about this text, and when I think about this devotional right here, it's pretty simple. It's pretty plain and simple. It's pretty straight to the point. I can actually, delve into it and peel this onion back and actually go real deep onto this, but it's not really nothing to go deep on. It's just, it's simple concepts. It's simple concepts. Everything that comes out of your mouth, try your best to be on your best to make sure it's of good content. Everything that comes out of your mouth, everything that flows from out of your lips, make sure it's good content. And I get it. We live in a society where we always want to let the jokes fly. Everybody wants to be comedic, have a comedic relief side. And I get it. It's very understandable. Life, we have so many serious incidents and moments in life that sometimes we need laughs, sometimes we need laughter, sometimes we just need that medicine of comedy. And it's a beautiful thing. But as y'all can see, right now, us as not only a nation, not only a country, but as a world, we are in very, very sensitive times. We are in very either sensitive times or very desensitive times. It's either one of the other. Like, it's very, very hard to find a lot of people nowadays that are in the middle, that are well balanced in between the two. It's like either you're running across people and they're very, very sensitive, or you're running across people and they're very, very desensitized. As I can say, they are very desensitized. And when this text says, whoever guards his mouth and tongue, obviously you know what the mouth and tongue is. And whoever guards that, whoever protects that, whoever use those things with caution, whoever thinks twice before he lets comments leave his mouth, will keep his soul from trouble. Have you ever been in the heat of an argument, and in that heat of the argument, they may have said something to you. Your girl may have said something to you. One of your homeboys or your father or whatever, somebody may have said something to you. And it didn't necessarily really bother you, but you were just in such a mood to where today was going to be the day that you were going to move off of impulse when it comes to using your words. You was going to be a quick striker today. Like, they say something, you hurry up and you striking back. Every time they say something, you hurry up and striking back. Whether it's out of pettiness or whether it's out of anything, we don't know. But you a quick striker today when it comes to replies and responses and rebuttals. And the thing of that is that, as you know, man, a lot of people in this society, in this world now, we don't like to let people have redemption. We don't like to let people be redeemed from stuff. Like, once they said something or once they did something to us, you walk away with it, and it's always a transgression that is from you to that person. It's like it's like a reoccurring transgression. You carry that around. Like, someone can do something to you on the first of the month, but every time you see them, if you see them 4 more times through that month, you're going to look at them in those next 4 times as if they doing that today. If they doing that to you currently that day. That's how we carry things nowadays. So when the text says, whoever guards his mouth and his tongue keeps his soul from trouble, when you're involved in some type of communication with people, 9 times out of 10, I believe, in my opinion, I believe every person that I encounter with, they already know intentionally what they're going to say. Some people walk in with loaded answers. Like they walk in with answers already on the tongue, depending on who they dealing with. They already have like this stereotypical mind of this person. They already have this perception of this person that they're about to get ready to talk to. So they already come with loaded rebuttals. They're ready to snap, and they already possibly have played it in their mind to where, oh, I anticipated you was going to say this, so I knew I was going to snap like this. And I anticipated that you was going to say this, so I knew I was going to snap like this. Most people have conversations from the standpoint of trying to be somebody who's great and who's quick and who can strike the most painful rebuttals. You know? So when I look at this text, and whoever, guards his mouth and his tongue keeps his soul out of trouble. When we live in a society where people do not like to let people have redemption, sorry is not enough. Sorry is not enough. Once you offended me, once you offended me, you offended me. Once you turn your back on me, you turn your back on me. That's the society that we live in now. That's the society that we live in now. And you got to be careful of what you say to folks, because your mouth will get you in trouble. Your mouth will get you in trouble. And I've been in it plenty of times myself. I've said some things that, you got to eat crow, and especially if you're a person that's very, very prided on not, giving apologies or just not wanting to go back on your word. And sometimes you'll put yourself in a position to where you're so prideful, and that you'll just, I'd rather just beef it out whenever they see me, because I ain't saying sorry. I meant what I said. And it's nothing wrong with that, because, I'm a person that I know for a fact that when I speak, a lot of the times I already didn't had what I was going to say in my mind. So 9 times out of 10, if that's what I say, it's kind of like what you meant a lot, So it's kind of hard to be like, yeah, I'm sorry, especially when you consciously said something and you consciously meant what you said, even if it was coming from a place of hurt or mishurt or old hurt that was brought up, or maybe if it was just coming from, like I said, a place that you never got over or whatever. I had it ready to say, saying a lot of the times people already have, like I said, they have those loaded rebuttals. They have those loaded responses already ready. Like they were just waiting. They wasn't going to go and start mess with you, but they was just waiting for that day that you pop off at them the wrong way so they can just light you up. And I have to grow past that. I have to grow past that. I've seen a lot of people grow past that, and I've seen a lot of people that are still struggling today with that same issue. Always feeling like you have to have the last word, and the last word gotta sting the next person. Always feeling like you have to have the last word, and like it's your word or it's your word or it's no other word, and my word versus yours, and I'm gonna make it hurt. Oh yeah, you're gonna feel it, not knowing that once you put stuff in the atmosphere, it ain't no getting it back. It's not you can't retract it. You can't turn on no magical recorder and be like, oh, edit out that part. You can't do it. It's just there. It's there. So when you look at this scripture, you look at this devotional, and it says, whoever guards his mouth and his tongue keeps his soul out of trouble. They say the power of life and death lies in the tongue. And I'm a very, very big believer of that. I'm a very, very big believer in that. I believe a lot. A lot of things you speak will come A lot of things you speak will visit you. You know, energy is real. Energy is not a game. Energy is real. You know, I tell people all the time, be concrete, be on point, be very precise about what you say because energy is real. I've seen it with my own eyes. I lived through it with my own eyes. And trust me, we put a lot of things out in the atmosphere that is quote unquote disguised in joking manner. And these evil principalities are not joking. You thinking it's a joke, ha ha ha. But the energy is coming to see you full fledged, and it's not a joke. It's not a joke when it comes to see you. You know, it's not a joke at all. Energy is real, and your words produce those. I I was talking to one of my homeboys, and let me try to get graphic without getting graphic, because I know this is a devotional podcast. So me and him was talking about, lady friends, female friends, lady company, you know, things of that nature. And I remember after I woke up, grew up a little bit, and I started really recognizing things that I was doing and things that I was doing wrong and things that I was calling upon myself. And I'm sitting here and I'm talking to my friend, and he just going on and on and on about how many he need. He lost one girl. He need to go get another. You know what? Another 3-letter garden tool. I need to find me another garden tool, man. I need to find me another garden tool. I need to give me some garden tools. I need to get a roster of garden tools. And I sat back and I watched because I wanted to be sure what was going to happen. And at the end of the day, it's like, I didn't want him to go through what he went through, but I just wanted to see sure what was going to happen. And I remember back in the book of Genesis, right before Eve, came and, man called a woman. And then I never forget it in the book of Genesis, it says, the man called a woman or call a wife, and and God was like, whatever the man called it, it shall be. Whatever Adam called it, it shall be. Whatever he called her, it shall be. And that really started to like really drive a hole through my skull, because I'm living proof of calling things something, and that's what it turned out to be. So I'm looking at my homeboy and I'm like, he's talking about these 3-letter garden tools. I need a couple 3-letter garden tools. And not that these ladies were bad women that came into his life, but when they came into his life, societal wise, I don't know what they were doing outside of dealing with him, but he got what he called. He got what he called. Without getting too detailed into this situation, what he called them, that's what he got. And I asked him, and I said, man, like, you still going round and round in this circle playing these games. And I said, man, have you ever thought about changing your vocabulary up and saying, man, I'm at this age, I'm getting older, I'm looking for a wife, I'm looking for a woman that's gonna respect me and treat me right, and I respect her and treat her right. Did you ever thought about calling the woman that you want to the forefront? Have you ever said, Lord, I want I want a beautiful woman who's going to respect me, a beautiful woman who's going to respect my hard work and my deeds. Lord, I want a woman who knows how to talk to a man, who know how to bring peace to a man, that I can show her the peace and the protection that I can bring to her. I'm looking for a woman that exudes this and exudes that. Have you ever tried doing that? Have you ever tried not just saying I need this HOE, 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 HOE? And that's what keeps showing up, you know? Because let's be honest, every woman walking around this earth does not want to be Mother Teresa. They don't want to be Mary. They don't want to be Sarah. You know, every woman ain't really looking to find Boaz. They don't need Boaz. They got bags now. They say they got bags. Matter of fact, they don't want one Boaz. They want to have two or three Boazes. It's women. This is the truth. This is what we living in nowadays. So I told him, man, you called them this before you met them. You spoke these type of women into existence, and then when you got with them, you called them that. You called them these things, and you can't. You sitting here telling me you can't understand the disaster that you're getting in your dating life ain't directly tied back to how you perceive and call to the forefront these women. You called for this. So I'm like, maybe you need to change your heart for one on how you feel towards that situation, and then change your terminology. Change your terminology. I am a big believer that your mouth and your tongue will get you in trouble. It will get you in trouble, you know? And it may not be on a big disrespectful thing. It may be on some, you just trying to be sneaky. But your mouth will get you in trouble. So, without getting too deep, y'all see the gist of the tweet. Y'all see the gist of the text. Proverbs 21:23. Whoever guards his mouth and his tongue keeps his soul from trouble. Because let me tell you something. Physical pains, they come and they go. Sometimes they stay for a very long time. Let me tell you guys something. There are things that happen in your life that mentally you probably don't even think of them like that, but your soul has been dealing with it, and for some odd reason it can't get loose. It's like it's fused together, it's entangled together. There are some things that resonate in your soul, and a lot of that stuff comes from what you do with your mouth and the troubles that you bring on yourself. So it's time for us to reevaluate our mouth and our tongue. I'm not telling you it's you're not out you're out here to be you know be you're not out here just to be. You're here to reevaluate self, you know, ensure your knowledge after you reevaluate yourself, and let's move forward. Like let's stop putting our souls in so much trouble. Let's stop putting our being in so much trouble, you know, because a lot of people are not playing Mr. Nice Guy about, things being said about them, whether it's something, nice, or whether it's something that's just, really straightforward. We live in a very, very sensitive time. You know, it's just, it's just wild. It's just wild to me. But I'm gonna bring this podcast to an end. I think I kind of talked so much about it that, yeah, y'all should get the gist. I wish I had more panelists up here so they can kind of give their spin and their perspective, because perspectives are very different. You know, when it comes to explaining something between two people that can be side by side with each other, perspectives are different. You know, so. But until then, this is boy Messiah Boss on his devotional area of his podcast. And you guys, enjoy your sleep, enjoy your beauty sleep, and I am out.